Hey guys, this is Karthikeya Kantwal from Apex Finserv and I'm back with your daily dose of charts for tomorrow's trading session. As usual, the equity watchlist and the indices, both of them. Since it's a fresh week and a fresh beginning, let's see how it goes. Starting with the first one that we have is PL, Pyramid Enterprises. Now, Pyramid Enterprises, if you look at the structure formation, you don't really have higher highs as such, but you definitely do have higher lows, which means that the buying pressure has been increasing. So what we are going to do now is we are going to go for a long position at 1300, which has acted as an important level of support in the past through multiple times, and the price has received a decent bounce from there every time it has interacted with that level. So we are going to go long at 1300, stop loss at 1285, and ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one that we have IndusInd Bank. Now IndusInd Bank, we are going to go for a short formation. As you can see, you have a lower high formation, but again lower lows have not been made yet. So in anticipation of those lower lows, we are going to go for a short position at the previous swing high, which comes at 625.5 roughly. So that is the trade for IndusInd Bank, short at 625.5. Ideal targets 1% on the downside and stop loss at 633. Moving on to the next one, MFSL. Now MFSL, again, just like IndusInd Bank, we are going to go for a short position at the nearest resistance of 620. Now it seems to have entered a range between 580 and 600. So we cannot exactly take a short at 600, even if it might seem like a resistance, because the current market price is at 597. So that would be a bit overly aggressive. So the next resistance on the upside that we have is at 620. So that is where we are going to go for a short position. Stop loss at 628, ideal targets 1% on the downside. Moving on to the next one, Oro Pharma. Now Oro Pharma we have been tracking since quite a long time, and it has been in the watch list too, I guess now since I'm not wrong, we have been trading it since this point here. We had the distorted HNS sort of formation, and then range, and then breakdown. We traded all of this. If you watch the videos regularly, then we have traded all these moves. Now we have also traded this long at 780 multiple times. So that is the same trade that we have yet again. Because it is a strong support, it has acted as a strong demand zone again and again, and this time it even made a higher high. So we are going to go for a quick long trade at 780, stop loss at 770, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one, Lupin. Lupin, we are going to go for an aggressive short at 945. We have a aggressive long at 945. We have a resistance turned support at that point. As you can see, 945 to 947 has acted as the resistance multiple times, and now it has broken. It has been broken on the upside, and that breakout was pretty strong. It seems to have sustained. It even broke the previous swing high to an extent. Didn't close above it, but it did break it. So we are going to go for a long position at 945. It also happens to be close to the 50% retracement of the recent higher high swing leg. So that is it. Long at 945, stop loss at 932. Ideal targets 1% on the upside. Coming to the next one, Apollo Hospital. Now Apollo Hospital, we are going to go for a short position. We have a clear support breakout at this point, so that should act as the resistance now. The range from 1650 to 1655. So we are going to take the middle ground here, shorting at 1652. Stop loss at 1670. Ideal targets 1% on the downside. Moving on to the next one, Escorts. Escorts is a very simple trade. We have a resistance turned support now. It it cemented itself as support on the 9th. So we are going to go for a long at that very level at 1160, stop loss at 1145, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Now coming to the final one that we have on the equity side, SR Transfin, we are going to go for a long position at 625, because that is a strong demand zone, and it has proved its strength multiple times in the past too. It has not been broken down strongly. Even after this sudden selling pressure, it still gave a very decent bounce. So we are going to go for a long position at 625. Stop loss at 616, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Now moving on to my favorite part for the trading session, the indices. Now when we talk about indices, starting first with Nifty. Now as you know, in Nifty the Fibonacci has been invalidated, and after that we didn't really have a strong structure formation. So there's no new Fibonacci in play as of now, at least as per my definition of what a good structure is. There is no Fibonacci in play, but we do have two strong zones at 11,500 and 11,450, 440. So this 60 point range whichever direction it breaks on, expect about I think 70 to 80 points move on that side. उतना तो आना चाहिए, because it has respected that range thrice now, first, second and third. Yep, it has respected that range thrice, and even before, when it broke out of that range, it gave a move directly to the next upper zone. So trade the break of this range if you want to. That is the safest and, in my opinion, the only way to trade this chart as of now. The range is too small to take ping pong trades. It doesn't make sense. Now when we talk about the option chain, we have immediate resistance at 11,500 with 850,000 added contracts, significant at 11,600 with 600,000 added contracts. On the support side, we have immediate at 11,400 with 770,000 added contracts, and significant at 11,300 with 767,000 added contracts. So the option writing is more or less moderate on both the sides. It is equivalent. It is not overly weighted on either side. And when we talk about the PCR, that comes out to be as 0.94. So the option buyers, as usual, they are still bearish. God knows why. But let's see. Whichever direction the range breaks on Nifty, you can go targeting the next zone. That is my opinion or my bias on Nifty as of now. Now moving on to the next one, Bank Nifty. Now, as you can see, Bank Nifty, I know the chart is zoomed out, but I'm just trying to show you guys the Fibonacci is still being respected. It is still intact. The retracement that we have at 1 is not broken. That is at 21,880, 21,900. As long as that is intact, we can still use these Fibonacci levels. Now when we talk about the zones on Bank Nifty, we have one at 22,400, which is the immediate one. Next at 22,600, and the demand at 22,100. So depending on whether this zone is being sustained or not at 22,400, if that is being sustained, you can go for longs targeting 22,600. If that is not being sustained, you can go for shorts targeting 22,200 or 22,100 eventually. So depending on whether that is being sustained or not, you can target about 150 to 200 points move either side. Now coming to the option chain, we have immediate resistance at 22,500 with 315,000 added contracts, significant at 23,000 with 253,000 added contracts. On the support side, you have immediate at 22,200 with 105,000 added contracts, and significant at 22,000 with 219,000 added contracts. So even on Bank Nifty, the option chain is not overly weighted on either side. It seems to have moderate balance between the calls and the puts. When we talk about the PCR, however, that is overly bearish or aggressively bearish at 1.01. That is very, very bearish. At that point, the option writers are expecting the Bank Nifty option buyers are expecting the index to fall flat on its face as soon as it opens. If that happens to be the case, then we can go short under 22,400, 22,350, targeting 22,200. But as I always say on the indices, wait for the first 30 to 45 minutes so that you can develop a bias for the entire trading session depending on the candle formation in the opening. Don't jump into a trade, especially on Bank Nifty, because that will kick you out even before you realize it. Now these are all the charts that I had to discuss with you guys for today, and I hope you guys watched the weekend series on Wyckoff structure analysis. Now I hope you guys have a really good, green, exciting start to the week tomorrow, and I sincerely hope that you end in the green side of things for the entire week too. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good night. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and press that bell notification icon too. Bye.